on the hour. We're going to start our NFTOPIA School session. Look at that. We got a little cutie up there. Hey, how's it going?
Give wave.
We're on the Twitch stream and in the metaverse.
Wow.
Anybody in the Twitch is welcome to join us here in the metaverse. Use exclamation mark join to get the link and get in here. Hop in. We're going to have to spend the next hour with 2 presentations. So this is educational for creators, very helpful for creators. But if there's any collectors in here that kind of want to see some behind the scenes on creators learning stuff and how we do things indie, then great. And if you want to input anything based on being a collector and the collections that you like, great. We're going to start with Drawing Company and his presentation. It'll go for about a half hour, and then we should have tea break here doing a presentation, and then in an hour from now we'll start a roundtable, and all the other creators that are here can chime in, and we're gonna keep on going. And then 2 hours from now is when we'll start the AMA train, and we'll have another grubfish with more prizes at that time. But you are welcome to keep digging. There were some questions about that. You can read that up top. Also, the panels and the Twitch have the rules, but you can earn the break bucks. You can redeem them from the NFTs, and that's how that works, all right? So without further ado, I'll bring to you Mr. Drawing Company for NFTOPIA School Session 2, 2024.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So we're going to get on to the main presentation.
Yeah.
We're in the bedroom because it's chaos here today.
Yeah, so like every single bro is like every single bro.
Every single bro is every single bro, and that's important. So before we get into the main presentation, Mr. Kiki, the Vice President of International Sales, would like to talk to everyone about these.
Yeah. But no, Jesus knows not fair.
Come on, camera, and do it. So what are you going to tell people about these?
So you can connect them on like
Joe's Toy Shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and where else can you get them?
Matt
Drawingcompany.com, and also eBay. And what are they called?
Lionheart.
And what's it from? Armored Creatures.
I'm gonna get trust.
So you have to say buy them. Get them now.
Buy 'em!
Okay, thanks. That was lovely, Mr. Kiki. What an enchanting start, everybody. Right, then you go back downstairs to Mommy. It is bedtime here in the UK. Can you still hear me, Breakman?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, and you can see my presentation, which is good.
Sure can.
Kian, can you door? Just let me share my screen properly, go into slideshow. What a professional start to the second or the first NFTOPIA School of 2024. And we're really excited about the fact that as opposed to the standard NFTOPIA School format, which we've been doing before, whereby we sort of like have a 4-week lead time, we've actually got enough time to provide a bit of educational materials that's really going to improve what you do. And as Breakman already said, I'm not the star of the show today. We've got Doyen Games coming on. They're going to be doing the keynote presentation today. But what I'll be doing between now and NFTOPIA 4 is the traditional NFTOPIA School presentation, and we'll be doing one topic each time. Tonight, we're looking at WAX NFT drop and swag strategy. Karen's health warning. So I always put this sort of like before we dive in, because we have to give it a bit of context. What I tell you is DC specific. It's my story, your experience, and the creator's experience might and will be different, and other creators will have different views. So it's not the be all and the end all, but I can tell you what works for me. And so long as you look at that in context of your own project, you are going to learn something and get something out of it. So with that said, you should always do your own research, right? So if I'm telling you something's the right way to do it, there's always that you can talk to another creator and say, well, Matt from Drawn Company said this is the right way. Do you agree with him? They'll either agree or disagree, and that's fine because you're learning something, and you might learn something that's more appropriate to what you do specifically. Last important point is for us, NFTs are building, right? We're not here to make money. Full stop, end of story. It's as simple as that. So welcome back to school. This session, WAX NFT drop and swag strategy, as we said. In March, we're going to be covering effective slide design, promos, and marketing. And in April, we're going to go back to basics and learn all the things that I wish I'd have known before I did my first NFTOPIA event. And that's with me, but also with Waffles, because she runs through with everything. And yeah, sorry, I've got the normal health warning there again. Kian, you need to go downstairs now. Kian, go downstairs. I'm going to pull the line. Sorry, we are pulling the line whilst we're learning about Wax NFT and drop strategy. So then here we go. So I put this diagram out on Twitter, and it was basically to illustrate to everyone what we're currently doing as a community, right? As a creating community, that Wax creators as a whole. We're going from a process which is basically we just start creating stuff, we set stuff up, and actually in the context of NFTopia, we're doing that in a 3-day panic. In reality, it's probably not a 3-day panic, but we're not spending as much time as we should to get the most return for the amount of time that you're putting in, because you find that if you have a bit more of a structured manner in the way you go about stuff, it reaps rewards, right? So what we're trying to do today is we're trying to illustrate that the as is the majority of creators, we're creating stuff, we're setting stuff up as drops, and then we just flying it out the door as fast as we can. And actually, I don't personally think that's the right way. It works for a lot of people, but it doesn't work for me. So it's time to broaden our approach. Full stop, end of story. So this is what we should be doing. Now, a bit of history without giving you the Map Memorial lecture, because I know you all love those. I'm actually a consultant in real life, and I give businesses and organizations sort of like insight into the internal processes that they have. Now, I've never applied that to the school because the way my mind works, right? I always separate stuff. So I'm always thinking like NFTs is different to what I do in real life, but actually we can sort of cross over the two. So what I think we should be doing is looking at the process in more steps, right? We should be starting off with research, which is over on the left-hand side. We should be looking at the type of format that we're trying to deliver in. We should then be moving into creation, then into setup, but then we should be testing the mechanics, and we'll get deeper into this. So in the context of NFTopia, as you can see, it's research, format, creation, setup, testing mechanics with marketing across the top, because that's where we're doing it, and then the event happening right at the end there. But actually, right, as with this and other like core processes, it's not a linear process. And before we sort of go into the diagram, because I drew this cool diagram, and it revolves around one concept which I'm passionate about, which is minimum viable product, MVP. So I'm just going to read you the wiki dictionary definition of what a minimum viable product is. So, a minimum viable product, or MVP, is a product with enough features to attract early adopters, customers, and validate a product or idea early in the product development cycle. In industries such as software, the MVP can help the product team receive user feedback. Kian, I need you downstairs. No, Kian, please go downstairs. I love that child. I love him to bits, but we're live at the minute. So the MVP can help the product team receive user feedback as quickly as possible to iterate and improve the product. Right. Just bear with me 1 second, because I need to close that blooming door. Deary me, honestly. Oh, I'm on the bed here. So when I talk about minimum viable product, obviously we're not going to the stage of the software developer and going down to that actually putting something out into the market. But whilst we're creating, we can be creating stuff which is good enough right at the start of creation, right, to start building up hype and getting the idea of what we're going to be doing very soon out there, right? So I've given you a linear progression. Now, when I did Karen, the motion picture, which is what we're looking at here, the first thing I drew was the body and Karen's hair, because those were the two bits which were central. So Karen has a certain hairstyle I knew should be like that. And then I came up with this idea of the box around the Karen, and I wasn't even sure that was going to be used in the final PFP, right? But actually, I didn't need to draw anything else at that point, because her boobies were covered up, yeah, and that looks like a cool piece of work. And it starts off, and it becomes our first teaser. I did a lot more work within 24 hours, and on the same day, I'd drawn one piece of armor and I'd drawn the swords. Right now, I've put the two red crosses there, the stop signs, because I'd also decorated the PFP with this idea, and this was the original idea, that we're going to have a scorecard on the NFT, so that people would be able to see what sort of level the attributes were that they were rolling in. And basically, if they got the highest level attributes, they get a full line of Karens at the top. So it would say Karen. But to be honest, I ditched that idea because it just didn't work, and I wanted it to look like a classic PFP. But still, what I'm trying to illustrate there is I've put it out there. It doesn't matter, because I haven't gone with that. I haven't even gone with the double sword idea on the back, because that again didn't work for me. So it's sort of like it was out there. It looks like a finished product, but it is actually just a minimum viable product. All you're looking at there is the early production sketches, but it looks good enough to go out there and promote the idea and definitely communicate what we're going to be doing. So I'm looking at the clock, so I don't want to run over. And as you can see, it wasn't until the 21st of the second that I was ready with all of the elements drawn to create the GIF, which would be uploaded to Hive, right? But at the same time, if you look at those three tweets, I mean, the last one's not a tweet. I didn't capture that as a tweet because I wanted it to be a GIF. They're coherent. At the same time, right, with minimum viable product, I'm showing you armored creatures from the garbage because I've just been working on this weekend. So basically, over on the left hand side, you've got early production images which started coming through to me. Now, a lot of people might be in a rush to put those on Twitter, but actually I was like, no, hold fire. That doesn't look like I want them to look like. But can we have, which is the middle one, all five guys together nicely in like bone white? But I didn't even put that out there, and I still haven't put this out there because it's waiting approval. It's just to illustrate the point. But then I've taken that and I've created a piece of marketing material out of that. So I'm not just putting a photo out. This looks like an actual product. And that's the difference. That's what separates the men from the boys, or the girls from the women. So on minimum viable products, right? It's not production material, right? It is a finished product, inverted commas, because it's not a finished product, but it's got to look tangible. It's sort of like you're hiding the wiring, right? We're using a bit of magic here to sort of just do stuff in stages. You're putting out stuff as marketing materials essentially as soon as it's ready to be sort of like digested by a wider audience. It's important that when you do this, it needs to be sustainable to maintain momentum, right? Because you can't just put a teaser out there like I did with Karen and then wait 3 weeks and put something else out there. You've got to think, well, I've got to have a plan now. Put the teaser out there. That we got a lot of likes on that tweet, so I need to keep on feeding that to build the momentum and to maintain the momentum, because if you don't, people just forget about stuff. And also, I bang on about this all the time, it's a great way of testing the market. So if you're putting your MVP out there as soon as you're creating something which is sort of like closest to the minimum viable product, you're going to be getting opinions off people. At its base, is the tweet getting a lot more likes than normally? Is it getting comments? Are people taking it to one side and saying, oh, do you know what, I really like that, what's that, tell me more about that? That's what you're looking for. And also, it can indirectly steer further creation, because conversations you have about these things, like I had about that initial Karen tweet, sparks ideas and might send you down a different path. And that's interesting, because then you're getting everybody involved in the creation process, and they feel like they're part of the creation process. Because you could turn around to someone and say, oh, do you know what, I really like that idea, I'm gonna put that in. So let's have a look at the diagram that I showed you, but more in the way it works for me, right? And we've got two major phases split by the MVP, which is not quite in the middle there. You can see we've got the yellow line. But let's call this first stage ideation. So that's where we're coming up with ideas. As soon as we get to the MVP, we're moving into marketing, but we're starting off small and we're building up gradually. It's as simple as that. So during ideation, so you're thinking, hang on, I want to do a drop at NFTOPIA. Let's start by doing some blooming research, right? Let's go to the community and ask them, what they'd like to see at NFTOPIA. Let's talk to other creators. What are they dropping at NFTOPIA? You might get two things out of that. You might learn that you could complement something someone else is doing, or you might learn that someone has got a similar idea to what you're doing, so you don't want to do that. Let's look at the WAX calendar, right? What are people dropping at the minute? You can then go through from the WAX calendar, the WAX school calendar, and look at what's selling. Because if there's a certain type of thing which is selling, which we know, like the PFPs at the minute, people might be sick of them. I personally love them, but they're still selling. So as long as they're selling, I'm going to be creating more of them. Look across social media, look at the secondary market. I often, sometimes I find it fascinating looking at the live sales on Atomic Hub, because you see a lot of stuff being sold there that might spark an idea, and that's just fun anyway, to see those live sales going all the time if you've never done that, because they literally happen every second. You don't have to stick to Wax. There's lots of ideas happening on other chains. And of course, it's not just about Web3. Definitely in the case of Drawn Company, I'm drawing in a lot of sort of like retro inspirations and borrowing very creatively from a lot of properties. And then lastly at the bottom, it's all about that understanding of your market. Make sure that you understand what people want to buy, right? So once we've moved from research, we're then moving along and we're moving into format. For God's sake. Can you hear me? No, not you. I don't want you. Yeah, sorry. So format. So sorry about that, because basically mom was coming through and called me. Mom, it's all happening tonight, isn't it? So she called me. They're on the iPad downstairs, but she started coming through the headphones. So let's look at formats, right? Is it going to be a one of many drop? So it's a single NFT where you're offering one design and it's going to have a certain amount of mints. Are we looking at 1/1s? Are we looking at using the PFP tool? Are we looking at doing a pack drop? Are we looking at blends? And are we looking at gamification? And the reason why we look at and choose the format before we move into creation is because if you're doing a pack drop, there's a lot more work than if you're doing a 1/1, right? Now, again, that's not going to fit for everybody, but that would fit for Drawn Company, because it would take me a shorter amount of time to come up with 1/1/1 than it would to come up with a pack drop. So once we decided on our format, and again, I've highlighted that at the bottom, this drives swag strategy and pricing, because obviously once you've got your idea of the type of thing, the format that you want your drop to be in, then that's going to drive how much you can charge for that. And again, maybe we go back to research there and sort of look at the prices that are around. But then, let's get stuck into creation now. And the one thing I always say is just get started, because the sooner you can get to that MVP, the sooner you can start marketing what you're doing, right? And this doesn't just apply to NFTopia. This applies to any drop that you're doing, right? So start creating, get to the MVP, and start your marketing as early as possible, right? One thing you should always do is constantly test. So I was saying there that when I'm in creation with Karen, the PFP, I am constantly sort of like looking for people's opinions. So as soon as I've got something, not just the MVP, as soon as I've maybe created the suite of weapons, I'll send those out to someone and say, what do you think of this? Does that hold muster? Is that enough? Or do we need to work on it a bit more? Right. After we've created, we then move into setup. Right. So we've got a logical order going on here. You have to consider how many templates you're going to be making. You have to consider the volume of packs. You have to be thinking, well, if I've got blends to set up, it's going to take me X amount of time to set those up. Because one of the things that I always get caught by is the fact that, like, I forget when I do a pack drop and a blend, because I like to do pre-minted, right? It does take a lot of time and effort to get that done. And the one thing I would say at this point is as regards to what you should be doing for NFTopia, I think everybody should be looking at doing something that's pre-minted, because pre-minted has a greater perceived value than something that's a template where it's just completely open. And if anyone's got any, if anyone's already creating and they're just worried about doing pre-minted stuff, I can tell you it's not that much more effort. And the extra effort that you put in, I'm not going to lie to you, there is extra effort, reaps rewards. Um, so once you've done that, right? the, no, sorry, let me backtrack a minute. This sort of allows you. I put there think professional. What I'm trying to say there is when you're setting up your drops, don't just see it as I've got my drop and it's there, it's ready to go. If you look at any of my drops, or the majority of mainline drops, there are some quickie drops that I do. I'll always grab an image from the website. Um, and use the HTML brackets to embed that image in there because it just looks so much more professional. And you know what, boys and girls, you don't even need to have a website to do it. You can do it with a photo from Twitter. In the early days before I had a website, that's what I used to do. I used to put something up on Twitter. I used to say nothing to see here, and that would be basically the linked image that I would use to ensure that I got an image on the drop page. um Another crucial thing that we forget a lot is to test the mechanics, right? So test before the day. I've been caught out many times at NFTOPIA, specifically Digicon. Don't get caught out that much because obviously I've got more grey hair now. But you find that there's something you forgot, you find there's something not working, and it's an absolute, it turns what should be a fun event into an absolute S show, and you don't want that. And you can't always test something, especially if it's pre-minted, to its full extent, but you can get other people to review what you've done and just check your work, basically. And that's what I was saying there. Bring in other creators, bring in the community, but do it in a closed way. Don't just put it out to everyone, because then you're spoiling the surprise of what you're dropping to the community. And also, maybe you can engage influence with that. Now, what with the other arrows here, I'm trying to say you don't need to see it as the linear process. Like I said at the start, we can go into setup right after we've created, and then actually we're setting up a pack, and we're thinking, oh, do you know what? Actually, I haven't got enough NFTs to go in that pack, so we move back into creation. You might even move back into formats. You might even move back into research. Don't see it as a linear process, but start to think about breaking down what you're doing in that process. And the one great thing is, if you do that, right, because we're all creative souls and you've got everything set up before NFTopia and it's all ready to go, you can actually go back to what you were doing in the old school, which I still love, which is I've done everything that I need for NFTopia, so I'll add some extra credit. So then I'm back in creation, I'm back to set up, and I've got the 3-day panic because there's an idea that I've thought of at the last minute. And the fact that I'm so organized means that I can implement that idea. So yeah, I don't know. So insert coin, press start. So now what I think you guys should be going away and doing is you should be, between now and the next NFTopia school, and we've got some dates coming up, and I'm going to wrap this up soon. We should be in ideation. So we're looking at doing research, and we're looking at the formats of type of thing that you want to do. And I know some of you might turn around and say, well, I just drop packs, or I just do blends, or I just do this. Just have a look, because there might be something else that you can do that might add an extra layer of value to your offer, to your collection. And try and get yourself maybe to that MVP. But I put creation there, not yet, because really what we should be doing is the research and the format. You can start creating, but it might be a bit too early to get your MVP out there, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So ideation starts now. If we were looking at key dates, I'll share these on Twitter. You should be looking at completing your research and deciding your format and swag. We're going to do swag in a minute. By the 10th of March. You should have got your creation started, and this is why I've highlighted it in yellow, by the 31st of March. And that's when your marketing campaign should begin. And the reason I'm saying wait till the 31st of March is sometimes in the Web3 space, you can start marketing stuff too early because you've got a very, very short time frame where people stay interested in what you're doing. So the 31st of March is probably that sweet spot to do your first teaser, to say this is what we're doing at NFTopia, and then build up the hype, because you've got 2 months then to do that. You're looking at going into setup on the 14th of April, no later than the 14th of April, because that's giving you 2 weeks before. Sorry, no, it's a month, isn't it? It's a month before. So your marketing campaign will start on the 31st of March, with the NFTopia being on. Yes, it's like 5 weeks. set up the 14th of April. So that gives you almost 3 weeks leeway if you've got problems once you've set up everything. And then testing completed by the 21st. And then you've got that extra leeway to sort of mess about or just come up with something, add some value in a different way. So we're going to do a bit on swag strategy before I pass things on. So if you don't know, it's the event goodie bag. So NFTOPIA has a great history of having loads of swag, and people love to come to NFTOPIA because they get loads of swag. And it's all now distributed via bounty blocks. So it gives you the opportunity to reach a wider audience for zero effort, people. And it's a bona fide drop as well. It's not just a sort of like sending, because there's a project at the minute that sent me an NFT today. I never heard of them. That's sending out hundreds of thousands of NFTs to different wallets. Don't personally agree with that. This is a more structured manner, but still zero effort. You create it, you send it to Consumer Break, whatever you want to distribute, and that is all. You control the mint numbers. So if you want to give away one, you can give away one. If you want to give away 300, you can give away 300. But one thing I will say is that a large mint, depending on what your collectorship is, has a real potential to damage your floor. So whilst this is a gift, right, it should be one that's considered and thought about carefully, because if you get this wrong and put out 300 NFTs, you might find, which I still find now, yeah, because it still haunts me. I've got some NFTs from the past which I gave out in thousands, which are not worth anything. And also, the word, if you know me, the word utility makes me want to puke in my mouth. But you can always factor in some future utility with the swag that you give away. One Digicon, was it a Digicon or NFTopia? I can't remember. I gave everyone it was an NFT which I specifically said, which I'd only given out sort of from the swag, and I specifically said you could only use it at the next NFTopia. So that worked as well. That was when we were doing NFTopia on a monthly basis. So you might want to sort of say, this NFT will have utility in maybe a month or two's time. So other things to really consider now, and then I'm going to shut up because I only promised 20 minutes today. So just consider your pricing of what you're going to be dropping at NFTopia. Are you going to stack them high? Are we going to be, doing lots at a low cost, or is it going to be premium and less assets? What is your potential audience? So how many people are you already selling to now? How many people are attending the event? How many people are sort of like potentially going to be interested in what you're doing? And you can do that by looking at similar collections. So then you can understand your commons versus your legendaries, because people maintaining availability over rarity is crucial. If I don't get it right with a drawn company drop when I do a promo now, because that's when I'm generally doing pack drops, I can really irritate people, because you might have a situation where there's too many commons, so people end up with too many commons and not many of the rare NFTs. And at the same extreme, if I sort of like make the common too few, then it means everybody can't get the commons. So that's where the research comes in. You want everybody to be able to get the majority of the full set, but you want those rarer items to be harder to find. And also, it is exclusive, people. If you are dropping at NFTopia, right? You just say it's an exclusive, full stop, end of story. You are going to be dropping during NFTopia 4, and you can include the logo in all your marketing. You can include your logo on the NFTs if you want, so long as that's approved by the team. I wouldn't recommend it because on promos it's fine, but I've never actually put it on a core set that I've put out. Just because I just don't. I think the two things are separate, and the team at NFTopia are just as happy with you putting the logo on your marketing. They're fine, and it's sort of like don't ask for permission, beg for forgiveness. If someone tells you that what you're doing is wrong, just stop it, basically. But it's very rarely going to come up. Just don't be using the logo on overtly crude material. Always keep it simple, stupid. Don't overcomplicate. And make sure, this is crucial as well, you're tying your swag back to your main drop. Because if you tie your swag back to your main drop and it's something that's going on at NFTopia, or it's a pack drop and it's in that, schema, you'll find that people might really like what they've got, so they might go along and either buy packs or NFTs from that schema. I've found that happen in the past. So thanks for listening, everybody. That's it. And I'm sorry for the interruptions, and I've got to go and apologize to my mom now because I just said, "Can you hear me?" And she said yes. I said, "No, I don't want you." But there we go. That's it. That's it from me.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that was a lot of info all at once.
Yeah.
And we'll chat about it some more here in a half hour, but we're gonna give the floor to T-Break in a second. But also you had great slides there that had info very well documented on there, and I love that. So we can
listen. Sorry, I'm going to drop out now because I need to put the Keeks to bed.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that discussion, and I'm more than willing to share those slides later on. Do you know what I mean? We'll talk that.
Yeah. So if any creators are interested in those slides, the actual slides, we can get them to you. But otherwise, this video will be up on YouTube to watch later.
All right, you better go back, or else you'll get reported to HR.
Yeah, isn't it? Thank you, Waffles Kitty. I'll see you in a bit.
All right, sweet.
Bye.
T-Break, are you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, how's it going?
Awesome.
You're welcome to use the wall to share, and then in the main chat, I have a Video Ninja link for your camera.
Okay, perfect.
So, yeah, everybody, we're gonna roll right on through because we have a schedule here. But that was a lot of info for preparing for NFTOPIA and swag and drop strategies. It was great stuff, and we can talk about it a bit more in a half hour. But between now and then, T-Break here is from Doyen Games, and he's the creator of Terraformers. And he's going to give us a little presentation. This is on the coding side of things, the developer smart contract side of things, but completely surface level, completely for noobs. Just a little intro into that space, and you can dip your toe in a little bit. And if you have any questions at all along the way, throw them in the chats with us. If you're in the Twitch and you want to join us in the metaverse and hang out here, get your little avatar and do emojis and stuff, then just come on over. The link is right down there, bit.ly/NFTOPIA Lite. You can do !join to get there. All right? So without further ado, I'll give it to you.
What a great intro, man. That's amazing. So my name is Kaz. Most of you guys know me as T-Break. Got something a little exciting that I want to share with the whole Wax fam, with everyone today. Now, there's a couple bugs I encountered. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to access this right now today, but it will be ready in probably in the next couple of days. It'll be very, very accessible for anyone to pick up, right? And so what this is it's a smart contract compiler, just a IDE, just a coding interface right within the browser. So you don't have to worry about Docker. You don't have to worry about setting up environments, downloading a bunch of programs. It's as simple as you just coming to the website. You can just code right within it. You can toss in a smart contract from whatever GitHub repo, and then you can just compile and deploy it directly to the blockchain. Now, before we dive in a bit too much into all this tech, there's an important question that you might be wondering, right? And that question is, it's like, well, for the first one is like, well, why should I learn this stuff at all? Why does this matter at all? This is pretty tough stuff, coding and all that, smart contracts too. I don't know, So the thing is, it's everything that we're talking about NFTs, we're talking about drops, we're talking about projects, we're talking about years of people building on the Wax blockchain, and of course every other blockchain out there, it's all built on blockchain technology. And if you want to actually push forward what you can do with this blockchain technology, you gotta code the smart contracts. That's just how they work, So a nice way to look at it, right? We have several blockchains that operate, You know, we got Wax, EOS, we got the Proton Network. There's several other that operate on the Antelope Leap software. So this is the tech. You know, this is the stack that we use to it does this is just the blockchain. This is like what the technology is. You know, and how this technology works, right? Very, very simple level, right? You have accounts, right? You have wallets. Your wallets, they can each have a permission and they can have up to one smart contract. All right. Now, when it comes to accounts, I know you might think like, oh, well, my wallet, it's got my NFTs in it, it's got my tokens in it. It's like that's actually not true. That's actually like a common misconception. But I'll get into that a bit later. But every account that it's got basically, permissions, and it can have up to one smart contract. As of right now, with Antelope, I think we're on Antelope 5. 4 right now, that seems to be the case, but that might change in the future. Now, every smart contract is gonna have multiple tables, right? We can hop over to a block explorer to have a look at that, right? You can go to whatever account. Let's go to one of the accounts for terraformers, right? So when you're looking, so this is of course a block explorer, um, and when you're looking at a smart contract, you've got tables, right? So tables are how data is stored on the blockchain. I think actually a great smart contract to look at is actually the Atomic Assets smart contract itself. So this is the standard, right? This is where hundreds of millions of NFTs have been have been minted, where we all have our projects, right? And when you go to the Atomic Assets contract, you'll see that over here it's got the contract name, make this a little bit bigger, yeah? And then you have your table. So under the assets table, right, you're gonna see the next tier, the next order of hierarchy, and that's the scope, right? So a single table defines what can be within within each row, right? Within each thing that can exist within it. And then the scope is like a secondary thing that you can use, and this is of course used by Atomic Assets for a wide variety of, or it's used by like several contracts for a wide variety of things, especially when it comes to like very, very like complex data, or like when you have just a really, really high magnitude of data. You can scope you can use the same table to have multiple scopes. And I think, for example, if we look up, I put that in. Yeah. So the Atomic Assets smart contract, the scope is set to the owner of the wallet, right? So if you put in like your wallet address, you'll be able to see all of your NFTs right here. And of course, at the final thing in this little architecture I drew up, you got rows, right? And the rows are probably what most people interact with on a day-to-day basis. That's what your NFTs actually are. So if you ever wondered, like, well, what is an NFT like on the blockchain? What even is that? It's literally just a row in a scope, in a table, in a smart contract, right? A row and a scope and a table and a smart contract in a wallet on the blockchain. That's what it is. And you can go through and you can have a look at like, well, what defines this NFT? It's got this asset ID, and of course that's the second most important thing. Well, I guess that's like the first most important thing about an NFT. You got the asset ID, and then of course you have all the rest of the data, right? The asset ID is what keeps it unique. It's what separates one NFT, makes it identifiable, right? So a nice way to define an NFT is it's an object, right? Or it's a row in a database that's got an owner and a unique asset ID. Now, of course, on the Wax blockchain, we almost all use the Atomic Assets smart contract, so we don't really worry about where it's deployed, because we know it's probably deployed there. But on other blockchains, well, they care about, well, it might be like an ERC20 token. Here's the ticker, and well, here's the wallet that's deployed at. A little bit more info there. But I was just trying to answer like the first question that I feel like most people might have, which is, well, why should I learn this stuff? And it's because, well, there's a lot of info that's like, there's a lot of things that are like right in front of everyone. You take it for granted and you don't even know about it. And it's like, you just gotta learn it little by little, and then once you have ideas, 'cause I know everyone's got ideas, right? Everyone's got ideas. I don't care who you are. Everyone's got ideas. Everyone's trying to build ideas. If you're not trying to build ideas, you should be trying to build ideas, like, and it doesn't matter if you think your ideas are good or bad. What matters is that you just try to build them, right? Like Bluetooth. Think about like a Bluetooth washing machine. Something that could like wash your clothes while you're still wearing them, right? That's a crazy idea, but hey, someone should build that. And the point is, like, if what's stopping most people from being able to build their ideas is the the process of building it sometimes can be very, very difficult. Bluetooth washing machines, that's pretty tough, man. Where do you even start with that? But coding, right? This is literally free. I'm trying to make it as accessible as possible, especially when it comes to smart contract dev. Once this tool is out and in your guys' hands, you'll be able to cook. So build ideas, folks. That's really what I'm trying to push for. Try to get everyone involved in. Now, how this will work is, so right now it says localhost 5173. That's just my just my local copy of this software. And of course, this was made by so the boilerplate for this tech was made by Nathan James. He's a director of dev relations at the EOS Network Foundation. He put together all the foundations for this almost a year ago. This tech could have been out almost a year ago in people's hands, and damn near nobody knew about it. I literally just discovered it, and it's like, I think it's gonna be revolutionary. It's because what you'll be able to do is basically you have your ID for the contract. It just goes into URL. Anytime you make a change, it saves it to that ID. So you're able to you're able to create a copy of your work, send it to someone else, be like, hey, what am I doing wrong here? Is there a bug here? What do you have any ideas, right? And so you can have collaborative work on a smart contract at the same time, really. And as well as, like, just again, like, you don't have to worry about installing a bunch of software. You don't have to worry, especially stuff like Docker, like VS Code, and IDE. That's fine. That's not tough to install. But Docker is like really evil, really, really evil. And yeah, and if you don't know what Docker is, don't even worry about it. You don't even want to know what it is. But when it comes to a smart contract, once you'll be able to just like upload a folder of files, and so you can grab them from whatever repo you want. If someone, like, let's say, post like an open source smart contract, and I'll build it for you right then and there. And of course, you can review it. You can have a good look at what's actually happening here, which I do recommend. That is honestly how I learned all this stuff in the first place. Just reviewing the code that just for like the basic, just the fundamental stuff. And of course, playing crypto games and looking at the tables, trying to figure something out, try to get an edge, right? But that's really how, because I've only been coding for about 2.5 years. I'm entirely self-taught. Of course, lots of very talented people helped me get to where I am today. But it's like, you can't start from scratch and just apply yourself, right? Like, it is literally free. It's the best hobby ever, right? Now, once you've compiled your smart contract, you can go ahead and just right within the environment. You hit login. So this is set up with WharfKit. Go ahead, we'll hit it to Unbound Vault. So this is a wallet that I set up a while back. Now we can just build and deploy, right? So now it's building the EOSIO.token, pushes the transaction. And so as you can see, it's calculated how much RAM we need to purchase. So we'll buy that RAM for us. It'll set the code. It'll set the ABI as well. Go ahead and push that. Deployed successfully. Very nice. So now if we go into our wallet, we can see that, well, to create a EOSIO.token, right, a new fungible token contract, it costs about 50 wax, right? It's not bad at all. 50 wax, that's like, what is it, $3? We can deploy token for $3 these days, right? And so now you can, if you've never actually made a token before, this is how you make tokens. You can go, I think you can do this within the IDE, but it's a little buggy right now. But I believe what you want to do is you create, just on the token, hit create. We'll make the issuer Unbound Vault. We'll put the max supply at 100. We'll make it 1,000 hot dogs. Yeah. All right, so now that we've like created our token, we can go ahead and issue them. We'll issue it to ourselves. Can we issue it to ourselves? I think we can. Should be no problem. Yeah. And if we go into our account, we should be able to hit refresh. Yeah, there we go. We got 1,000 hot dogs. It's that easy, you know. It's that easy. It really is. Now, going back to what I was saying about how, you know, there's a common misconception about, you know, things being in your wallet, you know, because you think about a wallet, you think about an account. It's like, yeah, I got my wax in there, I got my hot dogs in there, I got maybe some NFTs in there, and it's like technically that's not true, you know. Technically, none of that stuff actually exists in your wallet. Your wallet just has the permissions for it. So if we go into our contract, we can look at accounts, right? And so accounts you can put in the name of any wallet, and it will show you the balance of tokens that they have of all tokens under this contract. So one token smart contract, one EOS IOTA token fungible, you know, fungible token smart contract can have multiple fungible tokens, and it'll show all of them right here. Now, if you go into the stat, we can actually put in the scope as hot dogs. This is the symbol for it, and this will tell us a bit more info about the hot dogs token that we just made. So there's a current supply, or a circulating supply of 1,000, and there's a max supply of 1,000. So no more can be minted. And of course, however, if you retire some of these tokens, where is it? There it is. Right. So if you retire some of these tokens, you'll be able to, it reduces the supply. You know, it's kind of like burning, but it's like it's burning in the sense that it reduces the supply and allows it to be minted again. But this, you know, this contract, it's pretty simple stuff, right? You know, I think it is actually the most popular smart contract that's ever been deployed on you know, on any of these blockchains because it's the most commonly used one, right? This is why we're here, right? This is where it starts. You know, you think about what a token is. It's a smart contract. Right? That's where it's at. So now let's try to look at some, you know, some more complex stuff, right? Because this code, this is like almost 5-year-old code, which is, it's good, you know, it does great things, but it's a very simple contract, and it's supposed to be a simple contract because you shouldn't be, you know, for something that as simple as creating a token, trying to make it accessible, it shouldn't be too complex. It shouldn't have all the bells and the whistles, right?
Hey, let me cut you off for a quick sec.
Yeah, sure.
Well, first off, thanks for the raid. Welcome, Raiders! Marklar and crew. We're over here at NFTOPIA School, and we're learning stuff currently with a little code presentation from T-Break from Terraformers. This is all, yeah, while this is surface level, it's still, if you're completely new to this stuff, then it still seems like it's kind of IT heavy. All this will be on YouTube, so you can check it out later. And T-Break here, he just said he's self-taught from just 2 years ago. So he did it on his own from scratch. He can help you. But that goes with a question from Easily Killed, who asked, what's the best way to start learning this stuff? Well, yeah, let's say I'm starting from brand new, from scratch. I mean, this presentation is probably one of those. This is the place. But do you have any insight on that? Like, what are resources maybe to start from brand new before you continue?
So that is a really good question, because I've looked at so much of the resources that have been provided, and they don't jump into the juice. They don't, you know, because it's like start learning stuff is one thing, but you know what you really want to do is you want to set yourself up to come up with something you want to build. You know, like an ambition or a project or something, you know, just some idea, right? And then just try to build it, right? Just try to build it, and then try to find the resources. Well, how like, you know, find ways, like if you get stuck and stuff like that. I definitely say how to get started this is probably one of the best ways to get started right here. Give me a couple of days, and this will be a publicly accessible website, and you'll be able to just jump right in and just start coding, start messing some stuff around. End of the day, though, so this is C++. You are going to have to learn some C++. Most people are not a fan of C++. And it's like, well, that is pretty tough. But here's the good thing about smart contracts, especially if you don't like coding a whole lot. Smart contracts, you actually can't code a whole lot in them. You have a certain amount of code that you can put in a contract before you can't even deploy it to the blockchain. So it's generally speaking, it's a very limited amount of code, and it's like, well, once your contract works, well, then it works forever. And it's like even 1,000 years from now, these token contracts are going to work just fine. And so it's something that's like, it's really about, it's kind of like an engine that you're optimizing, trying to get more and more performance out of it, least amount of code doing the most amount of things. That's really what it's about. Because you're like, you as a developer, well, you're limited to how much code you can put in, but also the users, they got to pay CPU costs, RAM costs, and all that every time they're interacting with your smart contract. So it's really like an optimizing kind of thing. And if you're that kind of person, because I know not everyone is that kind of person, not everyone is the kind of person that wants to mess around and tinker with something all day. But if you are that kind of person, then you're gonna love smart contract development. But to give a specific answer to your question, I actually don't know what the best way. I don't even know how to start, to be honest. I'm trying to do my best to kind of fill that void. But it is very difficult to pick up. But once you get rolling, you're gonna crush it. 100%.
Yeah, well said. And somebody asked if you had a Discord. Well, you have the Terraformers Discord. Is there another one?
Yeah, I do have.
That would be.
There isn't. I mean, it's around like $700-800 or something like that to get like a new Discord with the bells and whistles. I can't be pressed to host that.
But you can always reach out to T-Break. He's in the Terraformers Discord.
And come to the Terraformers Discord. If you want to learn more stuff about coding, if you want to just see, because I post open source smart contracts there every once in a while. And I'll actually be going over one shortly that I made just the other week. So if you want to see some updates there and some resources to learn and whatnot, I'll be posting them there every once in a while. And also, if you want to see what I'm building, it's a great place to be as well.
Nice. Yeah. Carry forward.
Yeah. So if we take a look at how the files for a contract are set up, let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. Is there any chance you could actually? No, it's all right. It's all right. Here, I'll move this over. Can I get this over here? Get this down here. We got 100 files up. Let me see if I can get it like this. Yeah, this will be fine. So over here, we can see we have the folder eosio.token, and in every contract, you got the include file and the src. So that's like the source file. So the source is what's going to come like include, like this is where the smart contract compiles from, and you'll be able to just like if you want to use this tool in the future, you'll have to just right click whatever the source file is, and you're going to set that as the root. And so now the site knows to compile it from here. And then inside the include file, you got headers, right? And so this is just, of course, a little bit of basic C++. You got your .hpp and your .cpp. So your header is where you're trying to say, just give it an overview of the project, right? Like, what is this? What's happening here, right? You don't want to be defining functions. Of course, you gotta have a little bit of programming knowledge to know what a function is, but basically, you're not really trying to define anything in terms of what it does. You're just trying to say, well, what's it called? What is it going to be, right? And then within your source file, within your .cpp, you're going to be actually like defining, okay, well, this is what it does, right? So right from the top, we can see how many lines of code is this. So we have 146 lines of code here, but this is mostly comments, right? This green stuff, this is all commented out. So this isn't actually code. This is just text. I think about half of this is text. And then how many lines of code here? And there's another like 160 here. So 160 plus 140, it's about 300 lines, and half of the 140 was commented out. So it's about like 225 lines of code for a token contract. It's pretty small. It's really, really small. And so I'll go over a little bit about how the data structure actually works in a contract. You've got, actually, to be honest, that's a huge leap in complexity. So maybe I won't cover that now, but another thing I will cover, I'm just trying to be mindful of the time here. Another thing I will cover is the smart contract that I made just the other week called Wuffy Quest. I've contacted the Wuffy team, still waiting to hear back from them. It's supposed to be a nice little, silly little, new token sync, see what happens kind of smart contract. You can see it's got over here on the left, it's got a whole lot more files, right? And so this is so compared to like the traditional, EOSIO token contract, this is a whole lot more stuff to it. Of course, you can grab that. You go to here. If you go to the GitHub, you'll have to, you have to just go to my GitHub profile, and it should be somewhere. There it is. There's a link. Yeah, so there's a smart contract code. If you want to grab this in the future, we go back to the IDE. We can see a couple of the headers, a couple of stuff that we've added on to, just like and this is stuff that's like, I would say a good bit of this smart contract is probably already included in most of the smart contracts that exist in the WAX space right now. So for example, over here we have the randomness provider header. This is how you turn. If we go ahead and we have a look, go to Atomic Packs X contract box packs. Actually, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't store it. Yeah, it doesn't store explicitly on here. But so this is how like basically anything that uses RNG, this is how it rolls for the RNG. This is the code, right? This is these 43 lines. This is where this is what's being used to determine your packs. And this is inside of pretty much everything that exists. And it's like, well, it's inside of everything that's got RNG, And it's like I've looked and it's like I don't see any resources at all on Antelope or I mean on EOS or Wax, or that like are like, hey, you want to use RNG, you have to have this. Like you literally have to have it. No one's saying that, It's like the resources aren't there, the knowledge isn't there, I don't know why it's not explicitly said in documentation, There's like so much documentation that's just like starts talking about esoteric stuff. It's like, what are you talking about? How do I make things? How do I make traits roll my NFT? That's what people want to know, right? You have to have this, right? And of course, alongside your randomness provider, you're gonna have a couple other things. So over here we have the orng.wax.hpp. Now this is a definition that's special for Wax, because on Wax we have the RNG Oracle, and this is a wonderful tool that allows us to generate it allows us to get new RNG roles, because the randomness provider, you see, it takes a EOSIO checksum 256. So that's a SHA 256 hash. It needs this for it to operate, right? You have to create an instance of it. So it needs a seed from somewhere. And that's what the RNG Oracle does here on Wax. It creates SHA 256 hashes for us to put into our RNG roller, Of course, now I think it's a very nice spot to demonstrate how a table is defined, right? Now, the nasty thing with C++ is that there's literally 100 different ways to code the same thing. But that's also kind of like the good thing about it. And at the end of the day, a lot of it is preference, but I do understand that makes it very difficult for people who are trying to learn this stuff, because so right now this might be defined. So a struct, it's like we're saying like, all right, this is the structure of something. We're going to call it this is special typing for this struct, which is this is table. We're going to call it sign vals A, and then this is where it begins. This is where it ends. This struct of sign vals A. We have the data type, so a UN64T, assigning value, and then we have the UN64T, the primary key. So this is a function. We can tell because it's got the curly I don't know the curly. I think these are the curly. The other ones are the curly brackets. I don't know what these ones are called. It's called the parentheses. And this returns us our key. And this is basically what you need to just like for the smart contract to know that there's a table, right, called sign vowels. This table is going to be hosted at the orangey contract, right? And so this is how we can make our smart contract recognize and reference other smart contracts on the Wax blockchain. But again, this is where it gets kind of tough because you can define a table like this, but you can define tables in a whole lot of other ways. Another example of that is if we go over to the Wuffy Quest header, there it is, right? So if you want to define an action, you can define it like this, right? But you can also define an action like this if you're using the EOSIO namespace. There's a whole lot of ways to define the same thing, and that can be kind of off-putting. But the only way to get over that learning barrier is to just keep reviewing it. Just keep reading code. Literally, even if you're not coding yourself, just look at it, and little by little you'll remember it. Because it's like you might think like, oh, there's so many different ways, there's so many different pieces of code, but it's like really it's all the same stuff. It's really just like you just got to pick it up one at a time, and then you'll have most of them, right? You only gotta like pick up maybe like a hundred little rocks, and then once your pockets are full, you're good to go. So going over a little bit about actually, yeah, we'll go ahead and go over the rest of the contracts that are included as headers. So we have the EOSIO. So this is the org.wax header, and we have the EOSIO.token header. This allows this smart contract to be able to recognize token balances of wallets across whatever smart contract that are hosted at. Right. So we have the struct account, and so our struct account, it's got an EOSIO asset for balance. Now you might be seeing some things, some data types, and generally speaking, that is how it's coded in C++. You have the identifier. I don't know actually what term for it is, but you just have the data type first, and then you have the name, right? So you can put like, let's say, double number, right? So now we're saying that number is a double, or we can say string new name, right? Right. So you just got to identify by a data type first, but every once in a while you might bump into some data type that you've never heard of before. What the hell is an EOSIO asset? So that is a specific asset that is defined within the EOSIO namespace, right? So that's part of the library, and of course you can just Google that. Just go ahead and Google that, and you'll be able to find all the stuff about the data types on the EOS developer docs. It's really great documentation for the data types. It's not too good for some other things, but for figuring out what the structures are and whatnot, and what kind of data types they've taken, it's fantastic. So EOSIO asset, in case you maybe you noticed this, maybe you didn't, but if we go back to our token contract, we're going to hit actions, right? If we want to go ahead and create, you'll notice that over here it says asset, and so the fungible token contract is of our tokens are actually under the asset data type. And we can go ahead and have a look. So what is the asset data type? Well, the asset data type has an int 64 called amount, and it has a symbol called symbol. Now we're noticing these are links, right? So you can click on these links. What is this? What does this tell me? Well, symbol, variable symbol, the symbol name of the asset. Okay, so that would be our hot dogs, right? I think if we open this, yeah. So if there's a type, you can click on the type, go ahead and have a look, and it'll tell you that well, there's another type. So you have the EOSIO symbol, that in itself is actually a type, and you can have alongside the symbol, because the symbol, yeah, there it is. So a symbol is not just a symbol. It contains like a string, or a name, or whatever you want to identify it as, but it also contains a precision value. And so what this precision value indicates is, well, it's like the zeros behind it, right? So if I want to put like 10, and then I could put like 2 zeros, right? I can put 4 zeros. All that data is stored within the EOSIO asset structure. I think we're on just like the second header file. These are just okay. Base 58.
We're gonna have
scary
to
stuff.
Start wrapping up pretty soon.
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
roundtable.
Absolutely. Base 58, just scary stuff. And this is, of course, your atomic data, your atomic assets headers that lets you interact with the contract, or lets this contract interact with NFTs under the atomic asset standard. But that'll be all for today. Thanks again for having me here, Breakman.
Yeah, for sure. Do you had a link with your GitHub or something with some resources? What was that link?
Yeah, so this is just the GitHub to the Wuffy Quest smart contract I put together.
Yeah, if you want to put that in
this?
The chat up top would be fine. Inside Metaverse.
Inside Metaverse.
All right. Yeah, that especially for new people that might have felt heavy, like there's a lot, but like he said in the beginning, like that's how you really create. That's how you really cook. And it's so much potential that's untapped. There's not many people really doing it. And he says like this tool where you can do it all on a web browser too, I guess changes the game. No downloads. So if you want to like learn more about this stuff and start the tinkering with code, start at the beginning, watch it back, learn some more, look at his link in the GitHub, go into Terraformers, ask him stuff if you want, and he's not the only one. There's also others in Wax that would be happy to help. But
oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely make sure to join the Wax developers Telegram. Make sure to join the Antelope developers Telegram. Lots of great people there. More than happy to help you. 100%.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, thank you very much. We covered quite a bit here, and now T-Break, you can hang out as long as you want. You can hang out for 5 more hours if you want. But here, between now and 15 minutes from now, we're going to go around. Any creators that are here are welcome to intro themselves and give any thoughts and feedback about what we just saw from Drawn Company and from T-Break. And I'll start, but shouts to everybody that's here in the metaverse, and anyone in Twitch is always welcome to come over here too. bit.ly/NFTOPIA Lite. We see all these emojis happening. It's very cool. But shouts to the creators that I do see over here. NFT Book Vault, Doyen Games. We got Dre77, Might Possibly, Waffles Kitty, Kristaya, Broken Dolls in the house, Mick all you guys are creators of some kind, and you're welcome to have the floor here right after me. So we started with Drawn Company, and here I'm just gonna turn your cam off so we don't.
Yeah. I'm gonna hop out of here.
Cool beans. Yeah, and if you can unshare the screen because I want to show something too.
How do I unshare the screen?
There's an X at the top left.
There's an X at the top left
of the whole screen. Should be inside the metaverse. I mean, on the wall.
I am in the metaverse.
There's no X on the top left.
Nope.
Okay.
It's cursed.
Well,
I see it. There it is. Okay.
There you go. Now, without pulling up Drawn's slides, because I don't have them, but he had that slide deck decked out, right? I like the whole preparatory schedule, where he's like, well, you're gonna start now, you're gonna start your ideation now, and then you move forward, and then it goes into the marketing plan, and then to where you're not coming into NFTOPIA on May 3rd through the 5th with just your booth. You're coming in there with a whole big marketing plan to make a big shebang during the convention. And if you follow that, follow those tips from Drawn Company along the way, that's going to make the biggest bang for your collection and participating in NFTOPIA. So when you're buying that $15 booth, which they're live right now, guys, $15 booths, early bird, when you're doing that, and you're wondering if you'll get your money back or not, or even if you don't, hopefully I think most exhibitors acknowledge that even if you don't make $15 back in sales, you may be getting new collectors who become permanent collectors, and that's the real gold for a creator. But if you approach this thing like a big old plan, working all the way up through there, and you know what your drop's going to be, it's going to be a premium thing. You know what your giveaway strategy will be. You know what your collab strategy will be. You're going to have the NFTOPIA logo in all your marketing, like you said that you should be doing. We're going to promote it. That's free promo, y'all. Or maybe you're going to collab with other creators, and you're going to make a blend, or whatever it is. You're going to plan this now in the next couple months so that when May hits, it's just going to happen with a big bang, all right? And then with the coding stuff, now I'm a brand new, I don't know anything about that stuff. So it was a little bit heavy to me, but at least we got a look into it, and tables and scopes and whatever, like he was talking about. And we get a little taste of it. And if we have time and we want to learn more, we just got to dig in more. We just got to dig in a little more. And maybe next thing you know, a year from now, you might be coding your special custom-made smart contract for your collection. Who knows? But it's all great stuff. T-Break is doing really, really good stuff, not just in his own game, but he's actually building his own asset standards where we can create NFTs like we do on Atomic Hub, but his version will have a lot more options. He's got lots more stuff happening inside the attributes to do that. And that's exciting. So he's doing really great work. And before, look at all these emojis from Broken. This is great. You can hit the emoji here, and they actually have more stuff. You can make your avatar dance. You got effects. You can do hearts. You can do lols. Yeah, man, if you want to show us an emoji. But before I bring the next creator on, I want to highlight something really cool that is brought to us by a community member, Churr. Are you with us here? I saw you chatting earlier. Churr, CHRRRR, Chris Mick. He hooked us up with something. Us creators. He hooked us up with something pretty cool. So I want to show it real quick. All right. So last time, let's see, where am I here? Where am I here? Last time on the stream, I had mentioned that I can't do the snapshot for our holders. I can, because I have a tool for that that's private, but I can't do the stakers, the people that stake in WaxDAO, because there's no way to get the lists of the wallets of people that stake in order to do the entries. I'd have to do it one by one by just clicking them out and scrolling down and seeing who transferred them there. And there's like 4,000 NFTs staked, so I can't do that. But Mr. Churr, I'm assuming you're he, Chris Mick, reached out and was like, hey, I wonder if I can help you with that. Maybe I can create a tool. And he did it in a couple days this week. A couple days. Oh, okay, and he's here and he says it's fixed. Well, okay, well, regardless, you made this tool for us that we can use, and I'm going to show you how it works right now before we move on. But because of that, our snapshot is completely 100% updated right now. So at the very end of the stream, which is still hours away, I'm going to draw our winners for our consumer break holders. And that also includes stakers in Wombat and in WaxDAO for a total of 14,000 entries. And that's thanks to Chris Mick's tool right here. I'm going to put this link in the chat. And any creators are welcome to save this. Dr. Doom, no, there's no sign-up sheet. You're good. You're here. You're counted. But any creator, save this link right here. Put it into your bookmarks, because all you got to do is you put in your template list right here, and right here is what mine looks like. So I actually have all these templates right here. All of these templates. Here, I need to screen share for you guys in here. Hold on. There you go. All these templates in here, and they all have different entries. I got all these ones that have 5 entries. I have these ones have 20 entries. These all have 1 entry. And I use these as like a rewards for holders. So people that hold NFTs, I can get their wallets and do do entries for them. Thanks for subscribing, Crypto Gamer. Thanks for subscribing. You should have got 25 break bucks, so you can dig now for that. Appreciate. And also, this is great for airdrops. This is great for data analysis. You can just come in here and copy an entire list of templates and then put them right in here like this. And then you can choose, do you want it to be for the holders only? Do you want it to be for the WAX stakers? Or do you want it to be the Wombat stakers? Or all three together? And then you just hit submit, and it'll give you the full list of those people that count, the wallets. And you can hit copy, paste that out into a spreadsheet, and then you got it for your bounty block, you got it for your entries. Boom. So everybody give a shout out to Chris Mick. Thank you so much, because now I have an updated snapshot. Look at them. Here they are. Or no, it's going to take a second. There it is. 186 wallets based on the templates that I just had in here. And then on top of that, he also added entries. So if I want to do specific entries per template, you just had to add a space after the template. So like right here, I have, boom, like this. And I got 5 entries for these ones. I got 15 for that one, 20 for that one. And hit submit. And then that gives you the full entries based on that. It's multiplying it for you. So now based on this, I already have 2,100 entries here. Copy it out. Boom, there you go. Put that into your randomizer. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's a really, really awesome, great tool for any creators to be able to do entries or airdrops or data analysis based on your wallet holder list, to do snapshots. It's a snapshot tool for holders or for stakers. And that's thank you very much. It's very useful. And finally, our snapshot is fully updated because it's been outdated for a little bit because of that problem. All right, so based on the topic of swag drop strategies, preparing for NFTOPIA, or coding, or just an intro about yourself, I invite any creators right now to come to the floor, give us a little tidbit about yourself, and just thoughts about anything, feedback, yada yada. And there's no particular order here, but NFT Book Vault, you're at the top, and you've been here the whole time. Do you want to start us out? How's it going?
And return on the microphone.
Yeah, we got you here, NFT Book Vault. So we got a little camera here too. So we're gonna let you. And in fact, if you wanted to screen share and show your book, you can. You can just hit the button there.
Perfect.
But he actually it's an educational collection, and he has provided us all a free NFT to everybody that's here today, and we're gonna do that through a Grubfish. So all you got to do is join the Grubfish !play in your wallet in the Twitch right now, and then about at the end of the hour, I'm going to we'll run the Grubfish, and then there'll be prizes. But everybody that plays will also get a free NFT, which is a book, and the book is about DeFi, and it is right on the actual NFT itself. Like the images on the NFT are the pages of the book. So thank you for that gift, a little educational material for us for NFTOPIA School. And with that intro, do you want to tell us more about it? Or did he get booted? Uh-oh. He might have got booted. We'll have to come back to him.
I'm back if you want to pick
Oh,
apart
no.
my presentation.
Yeah, what's up? The kid's in bed now?
Yes.
All right. Well, whenever the bookman gets back, we'll let him have it.
Yeah.
But how's it going? Yeah, we're just kind of recapped. Did you want to add any other words or thoughts about anything? And we're kind of going down the round table.
Let's go back to NFT Book Vault because he's got the stage, and then we'll do it after.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Are you back? Are you here with us? Book Vault? Yeah, there you are. Oh, he's out again. I guess we're having connection problems. Uh-oh.
Oh,
There he is. Are you with us?
I'm with you.
I guess we're having a connection.
Precisely after you said you can share, it went offline, my connection.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, but you just tried it again?
You will always see. Therefore, I should be good now. Let me check my file, which I opened, which I already closed. But that should be good. Maybe that was the problem. But okay, I'm here to introduce a new collection.
You're not. Did you want to screen share?
The most important reason for the. Yeah, I'm going to screen share. The most important part today is to share the collection with the people in and around NFTOPIA. And to look for feedback on what people are thinking about this new project.
Okay, great. Yeah, we see your screen.
In this case, I'm sharing the first phase of the project, which is mostly based on extending the community. And the thought behind the project is to create a platform for creators, educators, and learners, and also pure as entertainment, to bring something new to the WAX blockchain. In this case, in the form of books and entertaining NFTs. In this case, the main return on investment would be in the form of entertainment and knowledge. In the future, we may also think about staking options, but for the moment, it's pure based on building a community, give the community opportunities to publish their own materials, and in that case, on a base-by-base case, see how to divide the income from those NFTs. And in principle, the plan is for future creators to receive 100% of their NFT sales minus the platform cost.
Awesome. Yeah, and we see your slide there. It looks great. So we got a library of books and different things. That purple cover book there says educational. That would be the book that we have available here.
Correct. And I personally work as an English coach and leadership coach in my day job. And I do also publish books on Amazon. And I decided it was time to combine my work with my hobby, NFTs.
That's what's up. That is awesome.
That's cool.
And it's education for anybody in Web3 or WAX, right? So.
And for example, like now, we had a tea break with the coding part.
Mm-hmm.
Super interesting, super cool.
Oh.
And for example, probably I will send him a line later today. Maybe he would like to create a collaboration where we could create a number of books on coding.
Nice.
Especially for the basics. And let's say if we would agree on 100 books on coding token smart contracts, I can help him create the book. We can put his name on it, and he can receive the books and do with them whatever he wants.
Awesome. Yeah. Some extra educational material via collabs. Some stuff with smart contracting. Great. I'm sure he's also going to be doing some more video content too. We're NFTOPIA as well. We're going to try to come out with more content that goes up like that, like more research intensive content that's not just for the live streams. But written content also great. So if you were able to help do written books like that, that's awesome.
Of course.
And it's all on the NFT. And I was going to show it. Do you want to unshare real quick, and I'll just show it on the screen?
Of course. What's the top left? Huh?
Top left on the wall.
Yeah, with the red cross thing.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. There you go. So if we look at the actual NFT, this is what everyone will be receiving if you join the Grubfish. Also, he gave us a Spanish version. So if there's anyone that would rather read in Spanish, let me know.
I know that NFTOPIA Games.
Yeah, NFTOPIA Games does. Let me know in a whisper or a DM. That way, tomorrow when I airdrop everything, I'll just send you the Spanish version. And everyone else, I'll just send the English version. But here's what it looks like. So you see the NFT itself has a cover, and it has the pages right on the NFT. See that? I think that's pretty neat. So you can read. You don't even have to hold it, really, to read. But it is an NFT that you will own, that will be all yours. And this particular book is about DeFi, right? So it says DeFi Educational Series, Book 1. Challenge yourself to crypto mastery. You want to tell us about it a little bit and what you might find in it?
Of course. In principle, the basics for using the DeFi part on WAX. In the future, it could be extended also into the different platforms. But since this NFT was launched on the WAX blockchain, and we have one person in the community now who is more specialized in that part. So we decided to start with a series on this first, from the real basics, including all the warnings, what can go good, what can go wrong, but with hands-on exercises.
Okay, awesome.
So you really, what you see, you can put it to practice, not the wild west stories of making 10% per month. Actually, this morning I had a student, which was funny, who had got a message from a friend to invest in cryptocurrency with a return of, I believe, 30% per month. And she was like, what do you think of it? And I was like, well, let me send you this book so you can check the basics off, and you will see 30% per month could be, but in general, it's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, the plan is also to publish it on Amazon. But first of all, to use it for the crypto community. Also a bit as a support. And in this case, the prices are not going to be crazy for the NFTs. But also from time to time, because I love the school project, to share some of the NFTs with the school project.
That's awesome. Well, we really appreciate it. And yeah, anybody that's here that's participating, !play in your wallet in the Twitch, and I'll get that airdrop to you tomorrow. If you want the Spanish version, just give me a message and tell me you want the Spanish version. And then you'll have the NFT, and it'll be all yours to read whenever you want. If it's something you want to dig into, great. Otherwise, it'll be your collectible. So awesome! Thank you very much for giving us a little intro here, and for providing the gift and educational material. It's great to have you here.
I will only share 2 links for the people interested, and for me the most important one is the Discord link.
Yeah. There you go.
People would like to join the community.
Give us the link.
It's still a small community, but
yeah, put it
slowly growing
into the chat in the top there.
I will put it in the chat and in the Twitch.
There you go. All right, put it into the metaverse chat, and I'll put it to Twitch, because we have a no link thing.
I'm also in both at the moment.
All right. So there's the Discord for NFT Book Vault. I just want to make sure I got the name right there. NFT Book Vault. You can join the Discord.
Correct.
It's a newer Discord, and is open to all wax folk to come learn about stuff and share information with each other. All right.
And also, if there's anyone who would love to share a topic, loves to tell a story,
Mm-hmm.
everyone is welcome.
I love it.
For one of the future plans is to create cookbooks for NFT addicts,
Cookbooks.
for example.
All right. Awesome. So we're gonna see more books, some more books in NFT form. Love that.
Different topics, different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, see what the people, what the community would love to see, and to grow with and by the community.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thanks for getting on the stage here. Who else wants to come intro? We got a number of people here.
Can we just do 10 minutes of NFTOPIA School and then
Mm-hmm.
move on? Sorry, just because I think it's important, because the one thing that you said was sort of like there was a lot of information there. So I'd like to understand what you thought about the presentation and what you learned from it today.
Oh, I love the presentation. I was like, I don't know if you were here when tea break went off, but I was saying that the preparation schedule I thought was beautiful, where you have start now, come up with your plan, strategize, ideation, move towards your marketing, and come into the convention with a bang in May. And the way you had that drawn out into that slide, that was my favorite part.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do in real life, right? And I think that moving forward, we'll see what the reaction is to that. But we need to be doing more stuff like that, because I think, especially if we can give away the slides afterwards, which we will do, won't we? We'll find a way to get those out, whether we put them in the Discord or whether we share them via a different fashion. But I think we've always done like purely theory, and whilst that's theory, but giving people something to bounce off as well. So yeah, I'm glad you thought it was good.
Mm-hmm. Anybody?
Did it?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say what you said. Does anybody else have any opinions on that? Was it too complicated? Was it simply explained? If you've seen our other NFTOPIA presentations, do you prefer the lighter stuff, or do you think that it warrants that? Just taking a bit of a deeper dive and looking at the processes.
I didn't think your version was too heavy. T-Breaks
I think
was
it was
heavier.
a good balance.
I think when you watch it back too and like pause on the slides, or if you just get the slides yourself, which we can distribute in Discord, that'll also help. Like as you're planning and doing your strategizing and stuff, you can refer to that as you go instead of just right now and that's it. So I think it's really helpful for like a playback type of thing.
Yeah, more helpful, especially from what we're talking about. But yeah, I mean, it went really well, and it was really good to have Doyen Games present as well. I managed to watch a bit of it. I didn't watch all of it, but that's what we need. If there's any other creators out there that want to come and think they can add a bit of value, and everyone can add a bit of value, I can tell you that from my experience. We've all got something to learn from one another. If anybody else can think of, how to fill half an hour, that'd be really cool. We do have some special guests booked for the March one. I don't know if that's confirmed yet, but that's pretty exciting because he's a AAA lister, so we're all excited about that.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. If anybody want to eventually come and do a little presentation that's not only about your own project, but like it's some kind of topic, then great. That'd be great too.
Yeah, man. Cool.
Now I'm intrigued. Why is this not recorded? I want to see what Matt
This is recorded.
Oh, it is. So Matt, I'll give you a heavy criticize later.
I'm on Twitch right now, y'all. We're live, and tomorrow it'll be YouTube's. So, and I'll share that. We'll have it all on YouTube tomorrow. Or the VOD on Twitch too for 2 weeks, and then it goes off. All right.
Yeah, cool, man.
Mr. Bergendals, what's up, though? Welcome to the metaverse.
What up, y'all? It's all good it's really good to be here. This is much better than I expected, actually. I haven't been here before.
Yeah?
And it's been really interesting. The stuff T-Break said, I came at the end, but it really connects to something I want to talk about later. So whenever we got time, hit me up. I'm here. So
yeah, sure.
Sweet.
You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, and any thoughts about what you did here so far? We're in the roundtable
what I
right
did
now.
here so far. Oh, damn. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Broken Dolls. I'm a graphic designer from Tel Aviv. Been doing graphic design for over 25 years. I'm on Wax for almost 3 years now, 2.5, 7, something like that. Started out as just typing on Google, minting free NFTs after I saw people getting rich from virtually nothing. And that sounded like a scam. I wanted in. And then I discovered Wax, which totally blew my mind. I think the first thing I saw was Garbage Pile Kids, and the stars aligned. Like, that was the first thing I collected as a kid, and suddenly this whole NFT thing made sense, you know. And then Atari was a big influence on me. I started off, I'm a toy collector. I got shitload of toys, like really way too many, and I got lots of broken toys. So I sort of made this like broken doll theme. My first NFTs are actually toys that I fabricated and joined together, like sort of like from like Sid from Toy Story stuff. I got lots of those. Yeah, you see the dolls. So they're physical, sort of. Most of them are taking like pictures that I've rendered and photoshopped. And the head is actually sitting right beside me right now, the broken doll's head. And over the time, I've sort of, I don't know, evolved, spread it out, and just started doing lots of pixel art and lots of things. Just not, I'm not a, you know, me and Drone Company are really good friends, but our creation is totally the opposite. Like, Matt is totally, he's got a plan, he's got sets, he's got rarities, he's got some, I'm like a one-shot guy. I'm like ad hoc, you know, I'm doing and doing and doing and doing. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes maybe it doesn't. But I think, you know, each to his own, and creation, like creation is a very important thing of the stuff we do. And lately, I also got 2 games. If you ever seen my Broken Dolls website, there's 2 mini games that I've been trying to put on chain for a long time now. And actually, that's something I wanted to talk about. That it seems like in the last couple of weeks, months, that integration to blockchain is starting to become a lot more easier. Like, there's lots of people who's putting like tutorials. I don't know if any, like, the guy Mike D from Wax has posted 4 articles about integrating Unity into Wax, and some of it is not, like, I'm not a dev. I'm a graphic designer. I've learned dev in high school. That's all my background. And even I can understand some of it and even implement some of it. One of my like games, if you hold a certain NFT, you can change the character. That's like the top where I've reached. But you know, we still got time. It's early. Hate that. And what I really wanted to say, that a lot of people that first come to the space are very intimidated by the stuffs and options they see. Well, like when me and Matt started, there were a lot of less options. Like, there were only packs on Nifty Blocks. Blend just started, and over the last year and a half, ever since, by the way, Mike D totally revolutionized the space with his like staking pools and all his like cool features. But before that, he couldn't do all of those stuff. So you had to really think outside of the box, how to implement and gamify your NFTs. And that's like something, a little something I want to talk about, that you can do a lot of stuff without all those like amazing tools, just through community and the internet, basically. I mean, for the first time in the world, you gotta product that you know where you send it. Like my NFT, if it's in a wallet, let's like the wallet is a person. I know that this person holds my product, and I can like give him benefits throughout tools that like Breakman showed, or through what's it called? I'm missing the name. The site that drops people lots of stuff and
The bounty block.
yeah. No, okay, we got lots of tools to find wallets and to make drops and stuff like that. But also think about it like, and there's lots of Discord and Telegram tools that does that easily. Like if you have a Telegram group and you want to understand like who's in there, you just need the addresses basically, and the address could be the name of the person, and or you can make forms for that person to get your initial database of users. And there are tools like Wix websites that lets you give like different passwords. Let's talk about that. Wix lets you give a password to each page. It's got an option, and that password is actually, let's say, it's a key. And Atari 206 games are still being created. Yeah, well, not on Wax, but they're still being created, 100%. So what I'm saying, with this like password option, Nifty Blocks gives you tools and NFT Hive that you can give as you can grant that access to certain holders. And with those two tools, even a person doesn't know deving at all can create an adventure online for his users, navigating them through different websites, whether if it's a story or something else. There is a guy that's been doing Wax for a long time. His name is well, I'm really bad with names. Oh my god. Toad Shaman. Yeah, Toad Shaman. And he's been doing it before all these tools. And what he's done, he's created this like a big image, a map of his world, and every dot or every like land or special place is actually leads you to a drop, and that drop opens another part of his world, like, and that stuff anybody can do with any like Wix or WordPress or any site designer, like site builder that's out there. And there's lots of small like stuff that you can do online. So don't be intimidated by the stuff you see and all the applications and people doing like games and stuff like that. The fact that you don't know these stuff doesn't mean that you cannot like give incentives to your audience. And the basic of it is communication, like learning how to create a community and interacting with that community. And
that's what's
just
up.
I'm in the last couple, I feel there's like a boost to Wax in the last 3 months. I don't know if price wise, because no, but people are really building cool stuff. Really, I'm seeing stuff that I haven't seen before. There's lots of like new games, some of them under development, some of them also working, and it's amazing to be here. And so that's just, yeah, what up?
That's what's up. Nice pep talk there. Inspirational. Yeah, that's awesome.
I got a little.
I love that too. We have the tools.
I got a little spread it out too much, but yeah, that's the basic.
The tools to
shit.
Just kind of play around even without code and using those things.
Yeah, just fucking do it. It's not that hard. Even dig into the most obscure application. Okay, I found this like choose your own adventure thing maker, which is like, it looks crap, but it does the job. It does a text-based adventure that you can choose stuff, and you can add links to it. Basically, links can be drop links, can be claim links, can be whatever we want them to be. So you can make like small campaigns or even mini games that are pretty solid with your audience.
You can use the unlockable content for only holders. You can use the proof of ownership, the way that Drawn Company did his quest, where you have to find the right links, and you have to hold the right NFTs to be able to pick up the next piece. There's just lots of different little combinations of things like that make it all unique.
I can't wait to create more experiences like that, and there's so many different ways to be creative, and new tools are always being developed and being made better.
Mm-hmm. And good point, McVer. People confuse coin price with content. You need to look beyond the price of a coin like Wax, for example, and look at what's actually being built. Blockchain is flourishing.
100%. Where is that in the chat? Hold on. That's smart.
Before we hit the hour, let's give also the floor to somebody else. Dr. Doom, you wanted to talk. How's it going, Dr. Doom? You with us? Dr. Doom also put down a couple links here. So I'm gonna put that into the Twitch as well.
So I don't hear anything yet, but he did unmute his mic.
Yeah, we don't hear you yet. Also, a reminder: I have a Twitter link here that you can retweet to enter to win an epic pin at the end of the stream. So make sure to hit that guy and hit a retweet on it. See if you can speak there, Dr. Doom. We also have an RSVP. We haven't really promoted that very much here, have we? But we would love for you to all RSVP to NFTOPIA 4, and I have a link for that right here. No, we don't hear you, Dr. Doom. If you can just keep trying. Are you in here in the box with us? I don't think you're in the voice box with us. I don't see it. Right there's the RSVP link. It's just a form to fill out, and then that's going to tell us. That's going to give us a little data of who's going to be coming, and that's great for us to have. So if you're planning to come over May 3rd through the 5th, go ahead and fill out that form. Yeah, you guys step in here. Hey, you guys step into the box if you can. There you go. Can you speak now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No worries. We're all in the voice box here. Yeah. All right. We're talking to Dr. Doom, and you're welcome to screen share if you want as well on the wall there. And
I can screen share. Let's see.
And you also gave us some links here about yourself that I'm going to put into the Twitch. That's from Dr. Doom there.
I haven't really tried screen sharing.
You don't got to if you don't want, but it's on the wall there, on the virtual wall.
Is it?
There's a button at the bottom right of the wall, right where I'm at here. There you go. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's first time screen sharing. This is just my main link to all of my NFT drops. I do most of them on NFT Hive. This image here that says Doomsday, that will be changing soon.
Yeah, scroll down. Show us what kind of drops you got. And you're making these arts, so you're an artist?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think so.
Yeah.
I get a lot of creative thoughts of what to make, and then I make them,
Well, that's the spirit. That's what we like.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm going to be changing the logo that appears on for my collection. I thought of a better idea, so that will be changing soon. And I'm just excited for NFTOPIA and being able to participate.
Oh, right on, right on. Well, there you go. Well, you're in the right place. Getting here early and listening to Drawing Company's tips. That's you're ahead of the game. So we appreciate you for doing that and look
I
forward.
know. I've been to both classes so far.
Sweet. Yeah, we look forward to the booth for sure. It's gonna be a great time. Yeah, and then this is the link. So Doomsday is your collection. Anybody can go and check all those drops out, or Doom's Works, I guess. Doom's Works SV1.
Yeah, I think it comes up as both or one or the other.
Awesome. RT Point in Twitch says love the surfboard ones. There you go. A little feedback.
Yeah, I just made that one yesterday. I knew this was coming up, so I wanted to make sure that I had a couple free or cheap drops that I could share.
Sweet. Yeah, I see that. We got a free drop, the Happy Serving Shrimp. We got a 0.55 wax. Yeah, if anybody is interested in supporting and having one of these in your pocket, you know where to get it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Still working on getting that waxed out farm up, but getting closer.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Yeah, and the waxed out farm, which is what Broken was just mentioning, that there's some tutorials too to help you code, but the waxed out platform is very helpful because it provides those dashboards that let you create a farm. And actually it lets you create a token kind of the way T-Break was showing us, but like in a dashboard kind of way. So we definitely thank Waxed Out for helping us with that, and Mike D for making the platform.
Oh yeah.
You know, 2 years ago when NFTs in general started, everybody promised, from Bored Apes to whatever, promised that you could stake our NFTs to earn stuff, and then Mike D just did it.
Yeah, right. See, and that goes to what T-Break's saying. All it takes is some people in the space to just, dive in and learn on how to do it, and then next thing you know, you could solve so many problems for people. Mike D was like, man, all these people want to have farms, but they don't know how to code them. I'm going to make a platform.
Call it a great equalizer, because everybody can do everything after what he did.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be like one collection that could be stakeable, like Our Planet, stuff like that, and then Mike did it, and everybody can do it.
That's right. That's right. Consumer Break NFTOPIA included. We got ours. And what I like about it too is we can put wax in it. It doesn't have to be like your own token. So like we can just put a portion of whatever we want, just throw some wax in, even if we don't have a token, and it adds some rewards. So awesome. Let's see. We got 5 minutes until the skunky AMA train starts. If anybody wants to get on the mic still and give us your feedback or any thoughts about anything, now's your time. Also, now's the time to join the Grubfish. Last call. ! Play in your wallet over in the Twitch.
I also just wanted to say thanks again for hosting this.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for saying that, of course. And thanks to everybody for tuning in, showing up. Especially the creators. This past 2 hours, it's meant for you guys. So hopefully you find some value. And if it was a lot at once, you can go onto the YouTube and get them all back then. All right. 47 people in the Grubfish.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up. All right. I'm going to put if you can stop your screen share, I'm going to put that on there. Hey, what's up, Fourth Wall Digital? You're here too. I see you. Welcome. Shouts to everyone that already got booths. That's awesome. A number of you guys already got your booth. You can get it at nftopia.weebly.com for $15, and you can do that via online checkout or by sending wax or any crypto. We're not picky. And then that will secure you a small booth spot, and between now and May, you will get your content to us, and then we will put it all up. Yeah, man. Venab Games, I saw you just raise your hand. Were you trying to say something, or are you playing with the buttons? So for this Grubfish, everybody will be getting a the book from NFT Book Vault. Everybody. And if you want the Spanish version, then you should DM me. I'm already gonna send you a Spanish one, Venab Games and Cristaya. But if anybody else wants the Spanish version, let me know. And then in addition to that,
Thanks.
let's see what we got.
I can do a quick talk about Hive if you.
Yeah. Who we got?
Mikver.
Mikver. How's it going, Mikver?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. All right, so Hive is a blockchain, just like Wax. It is social media blockchain. The beauty of it is anyone can just make an account. You can set it up as like a Facebook account and just put on whatever you want. But the thing that I like about it is you can actually build on apps and then market your apps on Hive. So for me, I'm thinking, why not market any apps that you can? So say you're on Wax, why not market your Wax project over on Hive? Brakeman's already gone over onto Hive, created an account over there. There is a Wax community, but it's very small at the moment. I think there's only a couple of people in it. I would love to see that grow, because then the more blockchains interact, the more we can just grow as a community. And Wax people will get to see Hive content. Hive people get to see the Wax stuff. And, you might get some people that didn't even know about your projects just by advertising over on Hive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's simply by just creating a free account. You can use that through efficiency. Also, community members can also help you create accounts. And you can earn money by putting up stuff. So say I put up a post, for example, I like gaming and stuff. So I'll make a post about a game I'm playing, and then people have the opportunity then to like it. So like you would like something on Facebook, but instead of you getting nothing for that, I know someone appreciates something I've put up, but there's no monetary value to that. Whereas on Hive, you can actually earn by getting likes. So the more people that like your stuff, they have Hive staked. So that stake is used to then tip you basically, and you slowly earn money that way as well. So you could even earn money for your project by posting, updates. We just did this great update to our project, whether it be a game, whether it be, I think NFT Books was here earlier. You can just put in, this is the update, this is what we've done. People in your community will like it. You can earn money to then put into your project, or whether you want to stake it on Hive so that you have more power for voting for other things. It's up to you.
Yeah.
But
thank you.
It's something to think about anyway.
For sure. We're on the hour, so we're going to have to switch. But thank you for that. Yeah, I have been using Hive. As you see right here on the screen, this is an article from Consumer Break. And basically people go right here and or they comment on Hive. And then that votes a portion of a reward payout towards this post. So they're not paying to do this. They're just allocating a portion of rewards from Hive to this post. And then that will get distributed with all the people that engage and also the author after 1 week's time. So this post has 3 days left, and then that's how that works. So that's a really, really quick rundown. I've talked about it before. We'll talk about it again. But yeah, Hive Blockchain is a great chain as well. It's different from Wax. It's also similar to Wax in different ways. It's also very extremely efficient and instant and free. carbon neutral, but it's more focused on this kind of social media aspect instead of NFTs. So Wax is great for NFTs. Hive is great for social media earning for posts. So thank you for that, and we'll revisit that again. Yeah, I have been using it. And Mikver here, he streams Crypto Shots tournaments. Crypto Shots is a game that we had, and they are on both blockchains. Awesome, thank you very much.
I think Digicon started on Hive with Splinterlands.
Splinterlands is both. Splinterlands is both Wax and Hive.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, they're both.
Right? Yeah. So we're basically like descendants of right now of something that started on
right.
Wax and Hive.
I'm gonna hit the grubfish right now. So that's it. We're done. We got 49 people in the grub. Let's go. All right. So first, 5th, 10th, we'll get a common pin this time. Every 5th beyond gets a promo, and everybody will get the NFT book from NFT Book Vault. And also, I forgot to tip last time, so I'm gonna tip 2 break bucks to everybody that played. We're gonna do a break buck bonus per grubfish game. That's how we're gonna do it. All right, so thank you very much to everyone for tuning in for 2 hours. This went by really quick, I think, but a lot of info. But it will be on YouTube tomorrow, so you can watch it back if you want to digest slower on your own time. And we will be moving right forward. I'm still gonna be on for 3 more hours. About 3 more hours? And we got a fun time ahead with an AMA train. 5 different projects back to back. Each one gets a half hour each. We got Skunky Chunks, Goofballs, Pixiegon, Pixtalgia, and The Hustle. And they're each gonna have a half hour to screen share, show us their stuff. We can ask them questions. There's gonna be a grubfish at the end of each one to get prizes. And then if you hang out until the very end, 3 hours from now, if you're still here with us, will be the open floor where anybody can jump up and also do some more screen sharing of their project. And JRG Rapper told us he'll be there at that time with a little concert. So if you want to hang out and listen to the man give us some music live along with anyone else for the open floor, then hang out. The Watch to Earn is on the Twitch, so make sure you have your Twitch playing. And whenever you earn 25 break bucks, you can dig to get a free NFT. People have been doing that. You've been seeing it in the chat. Congrats to everybody that's got some good stuff in there. Some good stuff in there. Congrats, Fatboy B with 1st place. You get a common pin from NFTOPIA. So does Jamie Penguins in 5th. So does Matt Jonas in 10th. And then a promo from Consumer Break goes to Mikver in 15th, Alice Doors in 20th, Lots in 25th, Fistachilla in 30th. And then we had more than that. We got 35th is Takutaro 22. Congrats. 40th is Stelik. 45th is Serhi. You all will get a promo from Consumer Break. Nobody exploded. Okay then. And everybody that joined will also get one of those book NFTs tomorrow. And then in addition to that as well, everybody just got 2 extra break bucks. All right. All right. Well, we are on the hour. Is Mr. Tufu here with us yet? I think I saw his name earlier. Oh, I see you.
Check.
How's it going, buddy?